Let us learn one of the important news structure. This is one of the important topic which help you. This topic helps you to write news in an effective manner. This is news structure. This topic is news structure, that is inverted pyramid and chronological. So let us learn that what is inverted pyramid. In journalism, this method of starting with your conclusion is called inverted pyramid style. Again, I will repeat. In journalism, the method of starting with your conclusion is called the inverted pyramid style. So when you write a story, starting with the conclusion of that particular news story is termed as inverted pyramid style, sometimes referred to as front loading. It means you should put your most important information first when writing for a news. This style is called an inverted pyramid simply because it is an upside down pyramid with the most important information at the top. This style of article writing or news story writing has many benefits. Let us learn these benefits one by one. Readers can quickly uh, access whether they want to read your entire article. Readers can stop reading at any point and still come away with the main point of your article. By front loading each paragraph, you allow your readers to skim through the first sentences of every paragraph to get a quick overview of your entire article. Now let us learn how to write news in inverted pyramid style. So for writing a news in inverted pyramid style, start with your conclusion. Journalists are taught to write news stories using this inverted pyramid structure. They front load their story, putting the essential and most attention grabbing elements first, followed by supporting or explanatory information in order of diminishing importance. The least important information is at the bottom. This style allows newspapers readers to skim their newspapers for a quick news update. They can choose to read only part way through an article, knowing that the information they fail to read at the end is not going to be as important as the information at the beginning. This style also has the advantage of allowing editors to chop off the bottom of the article at any point so that the story will fill into the required space on a newspaper page. When the least important information is at the bottom, articles can be easily shortened by editors without damaging the structure of the story. Now, why to use an inverted pyramid style? First is it grabs readers' attention and quick decision. The formula is known for engaging and assisting readers. The first sentences are written to grab readers' attention, uh, much like the headline itself, and draw them into the article. Readers can quickly decide whether or not the article interests them. And another reason is main points are known to the readers. Notice how even if readers stop reading the news article after the first two sentences, they still know the main point of the article. Third point, why to use inverted pyramid is skim articles to pick up on certain details. The formula allows readers to skim articles to pick up on certain details rather than reading them word for word. This is helpful when a reader already knows the main point of the widely covered news story, as was the case with the assassination, and is simply looking for updates. Next point, why to use an inverted pyramid is helpful to print media editors. The formula is also helpful to print media editors. The print media includes newspapers, magazines, newsletters, and other printed publications. Now, the next point, why to use an inverted pyramid is due to space restrictions. These materials typically have strict space restrictions and articles often need to be shortened. The inverted pyramid allows editors to cut materials from the bottom of an article without cutting important informations. Now, the next topic, let us learn about introduction to news beats. A beat is a physical area or an area of specialization for a journalist. A news beat is a news territory assigned to the reporter who is then expected to keep track of all events taking place in his or her beat. The reporter has to ensure that he covers all routine events on his news beat. More important, he is required to develop contacts that can help him generate special and exclusive stories. All hell breaks loose if a reporter misses a story on his beat. If this happens too often, the reporter may even be taken off the beat. The newsbeat system has been developed to achieve two goals. Firstly, to ensure that the newspaper does not miss any major news story pertaining to that beat, and the second is to give focus and direction to the generation activity. Now let us learn about specialized beats. The next level of beats is specialized beats. These include sports, business, education, health, science, environment, civil aviation, defense, gender, lifestyle, etc. The most prestigious news beat in India is politics. The city reporters, as they become more experienced, are assigned political beats. Now, let us learn about what is journalism. Knowledge on the current event is journalism. It involves obtaining the facts, their critical evaluation, and appropriate representation of such events. Dissemination of knowledge and views through words and pictures is the art of journalism. Journalism is an art, a profession, and public service. The medium of dissemination of news, including publication, editing, writing, and its broadcast. Now, what are the importance of journalism? Journalism in brief can be defined as under systematic and interesting way of publication of the daily event, a medium for ideological exchange of views, building up a healthy public opinion through news, reviews, columns, writings, and leading articles, making available the means of healthy recreation which are socially useful, contribution in the field of national and social unity and boosting up the positive elements, striving for the literary, cultural, and industrial development. Now, the next topic is what is a press release? The definition of a press release is a statement that provides information about a significant element to members of the news media, also called PR releases or news releases. They are typically written by an organization's PR or corporate communications team or by a PR agency representing them. Press releases provide basic information to journalists who use them as the starting point for a story. The goal of the press release is to get your desired message into the hands of the journalists who are most likely to be interested in it and gain positive media attention for your organization. Done right, press releases are an essential part of your communication strategy. Now, another topic is backgrounders. Now, what are backgrounders? A backgrounder is a document or a piece of information that is designed to provide background information or to act as an advisory. The idea behind this is that it will be included as a part of the press release or a larger media kit and in this regard it then gives the press or anyone else the information they need in order to cover the story. A backgrounder is an informational document often provided with a press release, press advisory, or as part of larger media kit. The backgrounder gives the press or other interested parties a more detailed background of an issue, event, person, or interests or launch. How to write a backgrounder is a skill that freelance writers and PR writers should know. A backgrounder provides more information in the journalist or media outlet without compromising the readability or standard format of the media advisory or press release. Now, how to use a backgrounder? Backgrounder documents may be used as part of a media kit, such as one stored on an organization's website or given out in hard copy during the press event. Note that this means it should do well in print and electronically. Now, students, I will teach you about what are news, what are views, and what are opinions. Let us start with news. News is information about current events. This may be provided through many different media: word of mouth, printing, postal systems, broadcasting, electronic communication, or through the testimony of observers and witness to events. Now, what are views? Views are formed from one's past circumstances, knowledge, and biases. They are never a verdict of the truth or actuality. They belong to the past. When a person is speaking instantly without thinking or studying, then it is views. Now, what are opinion? When a person is writing, reading, or speaking purposely with detailed study on any subject, then we call it as opinion. Opinion is an answer to a query, but views is your general expression to anything. So let us explain again. Let me explain again. In short, news is information about current events. Views are formed from one's past circumstances, knowledge, and biases. And what are opinion? When a person is writing, reading, or speaking purposely with detailed study on any subject, then we call it as opinion. So opinion is an answer to a query, but view is your general expression to anything, and news are the information about current events. Now let us learn how to do newspaper analysis. For doing a newspaper analysis, pick up a newspaper that is of interest. It can be a major newspaper or a local alternative paper. Select a news article and read it from beginning to end with an eye the way information is delivered. Pay close attention to the reason the news article is being written. Make sure that the article directly relates to the main point and that it provides additional information to help the reader understand the point of the article. The headline should not be misleading. Determine if the article is biased in any direction. Read for the implications or judgment within the story. The article should not be slanted in any one way or be written so that a corporation, idea, or person is sponsored either directly or indirectly. The writer should not have a conflict of interest in regards to the piece, and all the work should reflect all ideas within the story in a balanced fashion. Determine if the news article states its sources and attributes its information correctly. The Reuters Handbook of Journalism details the journalist's duty to report all information sources to the reader. The story cannot make a generalization or provide information without any way to back it up. Sources too must be balanced. Determine if the material is accurate. Read for exaggeration or hype and take note of any false information. According to the Reuters Handbook of Journalism, all news articles must be free from exaggeration or falsified information. Articles should use words that honestly represent the reality of the piece. Words should be chosen carefully and thoughtfully. Now, there's also one important part that is expressing concern. If a news article is not objective or falsely reports any information, readers can write to editors and express their concern. Most newspapers have printed contact information, while many web news sources have email links. Now, let us proceed and learn about research for news article. Now, when you do a news writing, research is very much important. So let us know what is research. The literal meaning of research is careful study or investigation in order to discover new facts or information. Broadly speaking, in the modern context, it encompasses certification, purification, and investigation, etc. Research is a process which gives a new and redefined form to the facts and material. Following factors are considered important for any type of research work. First, search for the new facts. Second, renewed definition of the facts and principles. The facts should have, the third point is the facts should have scientific base. Now, why it is important for a journalist to do a research? Research is a rich source. It is a rich resource which can be used to create exciting stories which have impact. Research can provide vital information for audiences. Research can provide the basis for effective reporting which promotes accountability. Research can draw in new audiences and provoke responses from policymakers. Research can provide sound evidence and hard hitting facts. Research works by journalists. Now, let us understand. I'll be telling you about the research work by journalists. Journalists spend a lot of time immersed in information in pursuit of a story. This is otherwise known as researching, and it is defined as systematically examining resources and materials in order to determine the validity or authenticity of the information. Now, there are three main ways of which a journalist can gather information about a story. First is interviewing, second is observation, and third is research for information hunting. Now, let us learn about the two types of research, that is primary research and secondary research. Now, what is primary research? Primary research is basically information which is unknown and you then find out the answer for yourself. The ways of which you can obtain primary research are listed. Primary sources are sources that provide first-hand information for your story. This type of source allows the reporter to get detailed, accurate information about their story or event and adds a human voice to the story you are covering. Always remember that a primary source also reflects an individual viewpoint of a participant or observer. Primary sources are immediate, first-hand accounts of a topic from people who had a direct connection with it. Primary sources can include text or laws and other original documents, newspaper reports by reporters who witnessed an event or who quote people who did, speeches, diaries, letters, and interviews, what the people involved said or wrote. Original research and data sets, survey data such as census or economic statistics, photographs, video, or audio that capture an event. Now, let us learn about secondary research. Secondary research is basically information which has already been found out that you intend to use for your article. Secondary sources are resources containing the reporting of others such as government reports, reference books, public records, internet pages, and government reports. Always remember, it is the reporter's responsibility to decipher whether a source is fact or opinion, as well as verify the information taken from the source. Secondary research, there are several different types of secondary research. The selected example of few different forms of secondary research are documentaries, books, websites, films. Now, secondary resources can include most books about a topic, analysis or interpretation of data, scholarly or other articles about a topic, especially by people not directly involved. Documentaries, though they often include photos or videos portion that can be considered primary sources. So I hope whatever topics, all the topics which I have discussed in this online class, you all have understood properly. Thank you for listening to it and understanding it and learning all these topics. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.